did a mistake on question number 1. Yeah. So the wavelength of electromagnetic waves are commonly measured in, of course, the answer is meter, yeah, because panjang, Hertz is frequency. So don't get confused. So the wavelength is meter, yeah. Why not angstrom? Why not nanometer? Well, meter is for the long wavelength, like radio wavelength. For radio wavelength, the wavelength can be even in kilometer. Not only meter, can be in kilometer. Yeah. So you have to be very careful when you read the question, because I realize that your mistakes come from your clumsiness. Bukan tak faham. You all faham. Tapi you all clumsy masa jawab tu. Tak baca betul soalan. And then you regret lah, because you know the answer. When you see the answer, okay, I should, I should answer like that. Means you know the answer, tapi masa baca soalan tu you all tak ni. In most cases, yes, students know how to answer, but first they don't understand the question. If you don't understand the question, ask me. Second, they understand the question, tapi masa jawab tu, students are clumsy. Alright, so number 2. Next time jangan macam tu. So final exam kita ada 2 jam. Soalan ada banyak. Baca soalan sebelum jawab. Baca and make sure you understand the question. Jangan hentam je. I ask some students, why you answer like this? Saya hentam je, doktor. Hentam je. Don't. If you don't understand the question, ask me. Because I will be there, and I was there during test 1 and test 2. Ask me, doktor, soalan ni maknanya apa? Tak faham. So I'll explain. And sometimes I can give you a clue, because I'm trying to help you. Tapi tak ada yang tanya, so I assume you guys understand the question. So don't hesitate to ask. But of course, don't ask the answer lah. Ask the meaning of the question. If you don't understand. All right, number 2, what is the significance of the Beer-Lambert law? So this is also easy. It's a correlation between absorption and concentration. The equation is absorption equal to epsilon times B times C. B is the length of the cuvette and C is concentration. So absorption and concentration. So question 3 and 4 based on figure 1. This is FTIR. Ramai juga yang jawab apa UV phase, NMR. You have to see the units. The units is ribu-ribu, 3,000, 1,007, 1,005. So this is wave number. NMR, dia punya unit is ppm. UV phase, dia punya x-axis is wavelength. So you kena tengok betul-betul. Itulah masalahnya, as I told you. Student tak baca soalan kadang. Dia baca soalan, dia nak baca cepat-cepat je. Baca soalan, and then you don't understand, ask me. And then another thing that some students mistakenly interpret this spectrum is sebab ini kita terbalikkan tau. We turn the spectrum. Selalunya FTIR dia punya puncak dari atas kan. Ini kita terbalikkan. Sama je. I remember in class I told you because I was trying to give you a clue before your first test. I told you that spectrum we can turn the spectrum. I still remember because I was trying to give you clue. Tapi tak tahu ramai student tak catch the clue. Right? So we can turn the spectrum, but the unit for the x-axis and y-axis will be the same. It will be the same. Ini pun ramai yang tak boleh jawab. This is FTIR. So no matter how the spectrum looks like, pay attention to the unit. Apa dekat x, apa dekat y. Pay attention to that. Okay. And then which is true about the molecular absorption spectroscopy method. This is an introduction lah. Ya. Jawapan dia 1, 2, 3 dan 4. Ya. So molecule absorb light, the infrared region of the electromagnetic spectrum, converting it to molecular vibration. Ya. Ini, if you don't understand the concept, you cannot answer this question. Remember, nanti peperiksaan akhir kita kan ada soalan-soalan teori. Ya. Spektrum oke, ada, ya, macam biasalah, macam test 2, spektrum kita akan bagi and then you have to interpret. But then we will ask you theoretical question like this. Yeah. So pay attention. Notes, especially yang banyak teori macam X-ray. X-ray banyak teori kan? Spektrum tak banyak sangat, dia banyak teori tau. X-ray, lepas tu apa lagi? SEM, TEM, betul tak? SEM, TEM. Calculation tak ada, spektrum tak ada, tapi dia teori. Pay attention. Ya, siapa-siapa tak datang hari ini rugi. Ya, I buat online, ya, so that siapa-siapa yang tak sihat tu boleh hadir. Tapi ramai tak datang. Okey, tak apa. So teori, jangan lupa. Right? You focus too much on the tutorial, solving the structure, but you forget the theory. Ya. Mana-mana yang tak ada tutorial tu, maknanya apa? Teori. Ya, teori. So you have to read the theory. Okay? IR, if you don't understand the theory behind it, you cannot answer this. Yeah, IR, actually in IR we talk about molecular vibration. Yeah, and then with a spectrometer, this absorption is measured as a function of wavelength. Yes, so yeah, absorption and wavelength. Yeah, in IR, in UV vis. Yeah? ATR stands for attenuated total reflection. You know this from your AMALI. Yeah, so your AMALI and class is integrated. Apa yang you all buat dekat AMALI jangan lupa. Macam test tu, soalan nombor 1, soalan pertama, how you deal with the water molecules. If you go to the lab, yeah, you can see in the lab that there is a dehumidifier to reduce the humidity. So what you have done in the lab, don't forget it, because it will be asked during exam as well, because it's integrated. Yeah, it's integrated with lecture. Yeah? And then the basic requirement for analysis with IR is that the material absorb infrared radiation. This is very obvious lah. Yeah? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah? And then what is the type of quantum transition for emission spectroscopy? This is electron transition. This one, you need to understand the theory as well. Rotation is what? Rotation is IR. Rotation and vibration is IR. So jangan lupa teori, please. Read the lecture notes. I think my lecture notes is very detailed. Yeah. If you go to US, their lecture notes is very simple because they expect students to read the textbook. At least here in Malaysia, even though I ask you to read the textbook, but reading my lecture notes is sufficient because in my lecture notes all the theories are there. Tapi baca, please start dari sekarang, you jangan buat last minute. Because CHN 3402 is very extensive. You can see, all the lecture notes, all the tutorials, all the labs is very extensive. One of the heaviest subject in chemistry. Yeah. So it's tough. So start from now, Jangan last minute you baca. Tak boleh. Banyak teori itu. Dalam tu banyak teori, Apa perbezaan UV, IR, NMR. Yeah. So this is transition of emission spectroscopy. This is electron transition. Yeah. Not rotation or vibration. And then nuclear transition. Ini lain cerita. Nuclear transition is we talk about NMR. And then what is meant by vibrational spectrum? Vibrational. Ingat, vibration is IR. IR, ya. Vibration. This is theory, IR. So when we talk about IR, of course we talk about wave numbers. This is difficult, I know, because this question is testing your understanding about the theory. And what I can see from your test 1, test 2, you are good in solving the spectrum. You are good. So skill tu ada. And I'm quite happy with that. Yeah, because we have tutorials, right? And it seems that you read the tutorial very well. Yeah, to be fair, you are good in solving the spectrum. I can see that. Yeah. Tapi teori, you are pretty weak. Agak lemah dalam teori. Yeah. So this is the reason why we have test 1 and test 2. So I can see your weaknesses. Yeah. Kita dekat universiti ni, test ni bukan macam SPM. SPM, semua tunjuk 9A, 10A, 11A, tidak. The reason why we have tests is to see your weaknesses. You lemah dalam aspek apa? Kalau SPM tak, SPM kita nak tengok berapa ramai dapat A. It's wrong basically. Yeah. Kita buat test bukan nak tengok berapa student yang boleh berjaya, tak. Kita buat test untuk tahu di mana kelemahan pelajar. That's why test patutnya dibuat as difficult as possible. Sebab kalau test senang, semua boleh jawab. Kita tak tahu kelemahan you all dekat mana, betul tak? Betul tak? Yeah? Now I know. Yeah, from this test 1 and test 2, I know your weaknesses. Theory. Yeah. Solving the spectrum, interpreting the spectrum, most of you are good. Tahniah. Yeah. Tapi theory. Alright, so read the lecture notes, read the theory, make sure you understand. Okay. Alright, so which of the following statements is advantageous of spectroscopy? Ya, semua lah. Ya. Modern structural elucidation method. Ini ada dalam slide, ya, dalam NMR. Sebab dulu-dulu sebelum ada spektroskopi, kita nak dapatkan structure tu, kita kena apa? Kita kena modify the structure. Yeah, modify the structure, and then we need to study the characteristic of the new molecule. So the process is tedious. Ada ke in first slide dalam NMR tu? Ya, in the past, kalau kita nak dapatkan structure, kita kena buat tapi dengan spektroskopi senang. Ya, kita tak payah modify the molecule, kita just letak molecule tu dalam mesin, terus dapat structure. Rapid identification method, yes, that's the advantages of spectroscopy. Ability to discriminate similar molecular structure, of course. Yeah, we can compare between isomers. Ya, dengan NMR, kita boleh bezakan isomers. Dengan mass spec, kita boleh bezakan isomers. Ability to perform mixture of analysis, of course. So, itulah 1, 2, 3, 4. Ini. Based on the IR spectrum shown in figure 2, match the IR range of the peak rises with the mode of vibration of nitrile disposable globes. So, this is nitrile. Yeah, this is nitrile. And inilah puncak-puncak dia. Dan puncak yang paling obvious kat mana? Inilah 3004 OH. OH memang yang paling jelas. Besar dekat sini. This is OH. OH rating. Okay. 9. Which of the following statement is true about electromagnetic radiation? Yeah. So, nombor 1, ramai yang jawab nombor 1 is a right statement. Tak. Energy is not proportional to wavelength. Energy is dia apa? The higher the energy, the lower the wavelength. So dia tak proportional. It's not proportional, energy and frequency is proportional. Energy is high, frequency is high. So itulah makna proportional. So kalau tak faham what proportional means, ask me. Ask me. Sebab kadang this term ni you all tak faham kan, maybe tak faham proportional. Proportional ni apa ya? Selari in Malay, I don't know. So I know the understanding in English, but in Malay I don't know. Selari or what? So energy is proportional to wavelength, so that's it's not correct lah. But number 2, 3, and 4 are correct. Number 10, which of the following statement is true or are true about molecules and FTIR spectrum? Jawapan 2, 2 dan 3 lah. Okay. All right. This is section B. Question 1, briefly explain what Beers-Lambert law is. This is easy. As long as you write the equation, you get 1 mark already, and then you explain what is A, what is epsilon, what is small a, what is B, and what is C. Or sometimes some people they put epsilon. That is correct as well. B we discuss in class. I spent several minutes to explain this in class. That's a clue as well. If I spend some time to explain in the class, means that's important. So that's why you need to pay attention though. When I explain something and I keep repeating, I'm trying to give you a clue. That's important. We'll ask you during the exam. Bukan saja-saja, repeat the same concept several times, that's a clue. Because I don't want you to fail, I'm trying to help you. But of course, I cannot tell you, oh, this is the question in the exam 1, 2, 3. No, cannot. What I can do is I try to put emphasis on important concepts that will be asked during the exam. So itulah, siapa-siapa yang main handphone ke during my class atau mengantuk, memang cannot capture the clue lah. So I explained this many times. I spent several minutes to explain about this. So the question is, why does negative deviation occur at higher concentration? And I'm quite happy that most of you can answer this. Maknanya maybe ini kuliah pagi kot, so you all tak mengantuk. So this I explained this during physical class. Maknanya pagi lah, Kamis. I still remember. So most of you can answer this. So I'm quite happy. So thank you for paying attention to my explanation. So dia punya curve dia tak linear sebab apa? Sebab high concentration, so the molecule tends to clump, melekat. So that's why dia punya absorption dia tak linear. Dia start to bend. C, what can you conclude from the absorbance and the increase of the concentration as shown in figure 4? Figure 4 is very easy. Jawapan dia macam ni je. Tak payah tulis panjang pun. The intensity of absorbance is proportional to its concentration. Easy. Because as you can see, the concentration increases from 25 to 150. And absorbance also increases. The figure looks intimidating, macam complicated, tapi jawapan dia simple je. The intensity is proportional to concentration. Itu je jawapan dia. Alright, faham Question 2. Is it possible to use UV phase spectroscopy to distinguish these two following compounds based on the lambda max values? Possible. Sebab apa? Sebab satu single bond, lagi satu double bond. Ingat, UV phase, apa yang kita observe? Pi star. Compound A dia tak ada double bond. So compound A is very difficult to see in UV phase. Compound B dia ada double bond. So it's easier to see compound B in UV phase because of pi star transition. If you understand the theory, you can answer this. And predict, ya. Ini yang B, you kena inilah, kena jawablah. Kenapa? Ya, if you say yes, why? If you say no, why? Kalau sini jawab no, habislah. Yang B ni tak boleh jawab, But if you answer yes in A, then B you can answer correctly, Pi to transition, itu je. Kalau you jawab ni pun, I can give you 3 dah already. Yang lain-lain tu is just accessories lah. Because this is the main reason why compound B can be observed in UV phase, pi transition. All right. Figure 5. Figure 5 is theory as well. So ini pun ramai yang tak boleh jawab. That's why I told you your weakness is in theory. So baca, lecture notes, tolong baca. I don't want you to fail 30% your final exam. Figure 5 below shows the spectrum of 3 types of photoluminescence: absorption, fluorescence, and phosphorescence of compound X. So peak A, peak B, and peak C correlates to absorption, fluorescence, and phosphorescence. The question is which is which? Mana yang absorption, mana yang fluorescence, mana yang phosphorescence? Jawaban dia A is absorption. Sebab apa? Sebab you can see from the wavelength, lower wavelength, higher energy. Maknanya absorption. Remember kan, fluorescence and phosphorescence. Energi yang diambil, yang dia serap, dengan energi yang dia keluarkan, different. Dia ada energi yang hilang during fluorescence and phosphorescence. Maknanya, energi yang dia serap, 100. Electron naik, electron get excited, but when the electron comes back, the energy is not 100. Ada yang hilang sikit. Maybe energi yang dia keluarkan masa dia balik, masa elektron tu balik, maybe 80 atau 70. Sebab ada yang hilang. Because of all the processes. You have to see the Jablonski diagram. Elektron yang naik dengan elektron yang balik, energi dia tak sama. Sebab ada energi yang hilang. So your understanding on Jablonski diagram is very important to answer this question. So from there we know peak A absorption. Sebab apa? Sebab energi dia lagi tinggi. Sebab apa? Wavelength dia lagi rendah, 200-300. Now the question is peak B apa? Peak C apa? So peak B is fluorescence. Peak C is phosphorescence because you remember Jablonski diagram. In Jablonski diagram, phosphorescence got some delay. I told you during our physical class, phosphorescence ni macam orang nak balik rumah, dia singgah kedai mamak dulu. Ingat kan? Ingat kan? So that's why energy dia lagi rendah. Energy dia lagi rendah because there is some delay when the electron comes back to ground state. So that's why dia punya wavelength is tinggi, 500-600. Phosphorescence dia punya delay tak berapa lama. Dia balik ke ground state and the energy is in the middle. So teori, tolong pay attention to theory. Question 4 easy. Ini jawapan dia senang je. Alright? Because the difference between A and B is the amine. N is tertiary amine. I is tertiary amine, the first molecule. The second molecule is primary amine. Kalau dia ada primary amine, dia ada 2 puncak, 3,400. Ada kan kita bagi table kan dekat you all. Ini. Okay. Kalau dia ada amine, mesti ada puncak. Dekat 3,300. The first molecule dia ada N, tapi tak ada puncak, 3,300. Ya. Maknanya apa? This N is tertiary amine. Tertiary amine dia tak ada puncak. Ya. So the right compound is I. Ya. Not second molecule. Ya. Second compound, it has primary amine. Kalau dia ada primary amine, dia mesti ada puncak dekat 3.400. Oke, nah, itu jawaban dia. Next question ada dalam tutorial. Ada dalam tutorial. So you need to predict which compound correlates to the spectrum. Ini pun ada dalam test 2. Yeah. So first is the trick is you can calculate the HDI. Yeah. In test 2, some students they did the right way. They calculate the HDI because HDI will give you a clue. Sama ada double bond atau ada ring structure, it will give you a clue. Okay? And then you look at the spectrum. Yang ni senang je. I repeat in my lecture several times. Kalau dia ada puncak 3000 ni, puncak dia besar dan dia merge dengan apa sp3, peak at 2900, maknanya apa? Carboxylic acid. Yeah, remember right? Yeah. I told you during my class, if there is a huge peak above 3000, then they merge. It merged with peak at 3000. That means carboxylic acid. Ya, carboxylic acid. Nah, dekat sini kita ada satu je carboxylic acid, betul tak? Ya. Second compound. Nah, so jawaban dia simple je. Jawaban simple. Cara nak jawab tu susah kan? Jawabannya simple, carboxylic acid. Yeah. Just by observing one clue, a huge peak that merged with 3000. Okay. So it's carboxylic acid. Okay, so now you know your weaknesses. Yeah, you learn something, and you can hopefully you can improve your mark. Yeah. For your final exam. Any question?
No.
Ada Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, so far no. Okay, good. This is your SEL. Yeah. This is your SEL, and you have 1 week. Yeah. More than 1 week. Berapa hari ni? 8 hari ya, to complete this SEL. It will contribute 15% to your total mark. Ya, banyak tau. So siapa-siapa yang tak perform during your first test, second test, this is your opportunity to improve your mark. Make sure you get full mark. Ya, 15%. Sebab apa? Because this is SEL, I want to see your creativity. Ya. There is no right or wrong answer for this. Yeah, as long as you can justify your answer, right? So pay attention. This is a group assignment. Yeah, I follow the grouping from your ICP OES. Yeah, I hope the grouping is correct here. I just copy from what two demonstrator gave me yesterday. Yeah. So you are assigned to develop a lab to analyze environmental samples. So now is week 13. You have learned so many spectroscopic techniques. ES, OES, IR, UV vis, fluorescence, NMR, mass spec, semua. Yeah. And then now, since you have knowledge about all these instrumental spectroscopic techniques, you are assigned, I'm a boss, I have money, I assign you to develop a lab. To build a lab to analyze environmental samples. Yeah. You need to plan what samples you are expecting to receive, propose the equipments that you want to buy, their purposes, kegunaan for each instrument, and price as well. Why I put this price so that you are aware of how expensive all these instruments are. Macam, okay, I want to build a lab. I want to have NMR in the lab. Then you need to check the price. Berapa juta ringgit harga NMR? Yeah. Okay, when you know the price, you can appreciate the instrument. Yeah, if you know the price. Yeah. So check. Yeah, senang je. You just Google. At least you know the price. So when you go to work, yeah, when you graduate from UPM, and then you work somewhere, and then you in front of you a lot of instruments, a lot of equipments. At least you know how valuable they are. Tak murah, mahal. Eh? So you need to plan sampel apa you dapat, yeah, maybe tanah ke, air ke, udara ke, maybe gas, yeah, because some area they have air pollution, maybe gas, yeah. So you need to propose the equipment that you want to buy. Macam you expect to get sample from Pasir Gudang, Johor, sana industrial area, right? So we expect some air pollution. Okay, so you expect to receive the sample, air sample. I don't know how you get sample from air. Ada cara dia. Kita kena 3401. Ya. Kita kena capture the pollutant using liquid. Betul tak? Ya. 3401 ada. And then how to analyze? Nah, you kena propose the equipments. Maybe selalunya kalau air pollutant ni apa? Dia tak metal. Selalunya dia gas, SO2, NO2, CO, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. So you propose the equipments that can analyze all those molecules. Atau you expect to receive samples from the river. And then you propose the equipments that you want to buy to analyze the sample. This is 5%. And then you also need to come up with manpower allocation. Sebab lab ni kan ada lab manager, kan ada assistant lab manager, kan ada analyst, kan ada technician, kan ada cleaner, betul tak? Satu lab tapi ada seorang je, chemist. Tak boleh. Nanti masa after you graduate from UPM, you will become apa? Technician ke cleaner? Which position that you think is proper for you after you get your first degree from chemistry department, UPM? Analyst, technician, assistant lab manager? What do you think? You kena tahu. Nanti you apply kerja, lepas tu company tu, oh, I offer you as cleaner. Oh, tak apa. As long as ada kerja. Tak boleh. With your bachelor's degree, what kind of position you can expect? Anyone? Lab manager, oh come on. You ada pengalaman ke? I mean, you have experience to apa? Sebab lab manager ni, you have to manage people. Bukan manage the lab, you have to manage people. Apa jawapan lain? Demo, ya Allah. Technician, no. Technician ni untuk diploma holder. You kena tahu. Technician, kerja dia is they operate the machine. You, I tell you, you can expect when you graduate from UPM with your bachelor's degree, you expect to be an analyst, not technician. Yeah. So you have to know your worth. You have to know your worth. Yeah, not technician. Technician ni tak payah degree. Tak payah. Ya. Kita ada pegawai, pegawai dekat jabatan yang dia tak ada degree. Dan dia tak ada degree, but they can operate the machine. We train them because some basic understanding on chemistry yang kita dapat dari high school dah cukup dah to operate the machine. They don't have degree, but they can operate the machine. This is technician. So nanti masa you mohon kerja, janganlah mohon technician. So I train you to know your worth. You know your price. Jangan minta jawatan cleaner, jangan minta jawatan technician. Minta jawatan analyst. Gaji lagi tinggi because analyst, you have to not just operate the machine, you have to come up with the protocol. With the manual. And in order for you to come up with the protocol, you have to know the theory, right? Betul tak? That's why theory has to be strong. Theory has to be strong. Your understanding has to be strong because you become analyst. Lab manager, come on lah, janganlah. You minta lab manager malu, oh. Minta lab manager, minta gaji 8,000, tolonglah. No. Lab manager ni selalunya kalau you dah ada pengalaman lah 10 tahun lab manager. Assistant lab manager pun tak. Selalunya assistant lab manager ni pengalaman 5 tahun lah. Because you have to manage people, not only manage the equipment, you have to manage the staff. So you ada pengalaman as manager before. You manage certain number of people. So what you can expect is analyst. And then you need to list down their salary. Ini penting. So nanti masa you buat planning, you kena letak berapa orang lab manager. Lab manager soalnya 1, jangan letak 2 bergaduh nanti. Letak 1. Assistant lab manager you boleh ada 2. 1 atau 2. Dan kerja dia kena jelas. Assistant number 1 kerja apa, assistant number 2 kerja dia apa. Analyst ada ramai. Technician lagi ramai. Cleaner 1 je, tak ramai. 1-2 je, okay? And then etc. Maybe nak security guard ke, sebab you have NMR, right? NMR 2 juta, 3 juta. Kalau tak ada security guard, esok hilang, habis lab manager kan. And list down their salaries. Why? So that you know your price. You know your worth. Masa you apply kerja, masa you mohon kerja, they will ask you your expected salary, right? What is your expected salary? Tell me. As an analyst, what is your expected salary? Ada yang nak jawab? Berapa gaji yang you nak? What is the salary that you think you deserve? Ada yang nak jawab? You have to know. Before I graduate, I know my price, I know my expected salary. And you have to know. Kalau tidak, nanti company dia akan tahu. Of course, kalau boleh you kerja for free lah. Kan? 2,500 lah. Okay lah, but I tell you, now economy is not good, A lot of people are looking for job now sebab economy is picking up, right? Now company try to, they offer you low salary lah. Maybe 1,800 lah. 1,800. But you can check in JobStreet, You can check in JobStreet. So that's why I create this assignment so that you are aware of this salary level. 2,500 makes sense, I tell you, makes sense, Tapi don't be surprised if the company offers you 1,800. Depends on the company. You mohon kerja dekat Petronas, gaji tinggi. You mohon kerja dekat small labs, maybe gaji rendah sikit. So check in JobStreet, check. And then you will graduate from UPM 2 years from now. You expect the salary maybe 10% increase from current salary. Maybe kalau sekarang offer 2,000, maybe lagi 2 tahun 2,200. So please check, lab manager berapa, assistant lab manager berapa, analyst berapa, technician berapa. So you put in your presentation, Ramai yang tak tahu tau. So many people, they don't know their worth. A lot of PhD, I tell you, a lot of PhD, doctor like me, PhD, when they apply for their first job, they ask for 3,000 ringgit only. 3,000 saja. I scold them, I train you, I teach you for years so that you become a PhD, become a doctor. Tapi you mohon kerja, you minta gaji 3,000. you destroy the market. Maybe for you, I told that person, maybe for you, 3,000 is enough because the parents is rich, T20, yeah. So that's why you don't need high salary. 3,000 is enough because of mak bapak kaya. But you destroy the market. Because if you are happy with 3,000, and then this company will tell other companies, hey, PhD 3,000 je cukup. Yeah, I got someone happy with 3,000. You destroy the market. Yeah. So that's why you have to know your worth. You have to know the average salary for your level. So that when you apply for a job, you don't apply too high, in terms of salary, or too low. If too low, you destroy the market. Yeah. 1,000, oh tak apalah 1,000, yang penting ada kerja. You destroy the market. The company, of course, will be happy. Yeah? But you destroy the market. Yeah? So that's why for PhD, I always insist, ask for above 5,000. 5, 6, 7, depending on the experience. But 3,000, I think is sad. Don't destroy the market, for PhD. But for analysts, one of you answer 2005, I would say check in JobStreet. Yeah. And then create a presentation. Maximum 8 minutes. This is 5% mark about your business plan. So maybe one of you, you ada 4 pelajar dalam satu kumpulan, one of you present, dan record. You can use Zoom or use any other software, with your slide. Muka kena nampak, sebab you present your business plan. You try to ask money from me. I'm the investor. So muka kena nampak, and then you present your business plan in interestingly. Upload your video to YouTube and send the link to Putra Blast by 1st July. Next week, 1st July next week, by Friday before 11:59 p.m. Boleh, Understand, 15%. Any question? Seorang je present. Yes. Sebab kalau ramai sangat, you distract people, You distract people. When you present your business plan to an investor, sebab you ada 8 minit je. If you can manage your time, boleh. Tapi kalau boleh seorang. Tak apa, kalau if you want to divide the job between your group members, macam 2 minit, lepas tu tukar, 2 minit tukar, boleh, but you have to make sure the flow is not, you have to make sure the flow is smooth, Jangan ada interruption. So that's why you boleh buat, tapi you have to make sure that it goes smoothly. Kalau you tak boleh buat, better seorang je yang present. Okay? Business plan tu present equipment dengan manpower. Yep. Yes. Sebab I want to ask you to come up with some profit and loss calculation lah, but it's too difficult. Tak apa. Basically, you just tell me the money that you need to build a lab. Tak payah nak profit and loss, berapa keuntungan, berapa you rugi, tak perlu. Okay, any other question? Kalau tak ada soalan, that's all for today. So 9 o'clock now. For those who are sick, get well soon. So I hope it's not serious. Get well soon, take a good rest, and I'll see you inshallah next week. Next week minggu 14. So I'll see you inshallah next week. All right. So that's all for today. Assalamualaikum and bye bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Salam.